Me too.
Figures, you know.
All right,
We
we're
get
live.
to
We're live, y'all.
What's up? What's up?
Let's give people just a few seconds. I don't know who's watching. I don't have anything up, but all right. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Y'all ready? So we are here on our live. We are entering into season 2 of our Sistah Girlfriends podcast, y'all. And you know what I should have did? I should have watched our first live we did, or listened to our first episode, because it would have been nice to hear what we said our very first episode. That would have been cute. I wish I.
We do a little flashback.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 I'm wondering what we said. We definitely needed to do that. But we are here for a second year, and I'm just excited. Second season, and I'm excited. I'm excited that we're still going.
Yes.
How y'all feeling about season 2?
I agree. I think in season 2, we are coming back. It's 2023. First of all, I'm proud of us because we are keeping it going. We did not end after season 1, and season 1 was so amazing. And I'm just so excited what season 2 is about to bring, because I know individually the things that we're going to discuss and the growth that we have had within this last year, since our last season, just all the different things that we were talking about, and just being able to talk about the different things that we see in the world, especially like what we discussed, black friendship, black women and friendships, and especially is a lot that has happened even last year, just hearing about Shanquilla. So I'm just excited to kind of touch on some different stuff in this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 2. I think it's important too. I'm sorry, Amanda. Did I cut you off? Were you saying something?
No, I'm still
Oh,
processing.
yeah.
She's still
I'm listening to y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
still getting marinated.
I think it's important. We said this on the podcast, but Women's History Month, we're reflecting a little bit about it. But corporations, organizations, churches, and a lot of different spaces, it's a part of their annual calendar to, celebrate women. And we have to talk more about what it means for us to be in relationship through all the things we go through. And as I was listening to some of our episodes and our last one, Sistah Love, I just said, if I would have heard this when I was going through some of this stuff, this probably would have helped me process at a younger age
Yeah.
too. Because at a young age, you think everything is just the end of the world, especially when it comes to some relationships. But I was listening, I'm like, I wish I had this. So I'm excited that, yes, we're celebrating each other, we're celebrating women, but we're also celebrating the process.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to see the growth and get to see, how we developed over time and stuff like that. I do like Sister Love and how we brought everything together. We just talking, and then we got the sermons in between that journey.
Of course, because
It always comes. It
Little
always comes back to
sermonettes.
church. It always-
it always comes. It's the seminary and us. It's the
Mhm.
calling and us and the
but
purpose.
I do like to see the growth that we doing and stuff. I think that's such a privilege to see, be able to witness.
Mm-hmm.
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 And
Everyone,
doing it like I'm sorry, Brittany, there.
go ahead, Tiffany. Go ahead.
And just like and then
Um,
the pastor say, "We ain't gonna be before you long," you know.
great.
But it's good to see y'all, and we pressing through all these things that we got going on. still making time for, you know, the call, answering the call.
And I'm glad we're keeping it real too about what we're trying to do together. Because a lot of times it can become so demanding, like a job or spaces demand so much of us. And I think that's what's making what we're creating with Sistah Girlfriend so special, is because we're not like forcing it. We're not forcing it, but we're trying to help things come together as we live and as we grow. So I'm done bragging. I'm done.
Brag on, brag on.
Our next episode, well, our current episode that's out on any of the podcast platforms is it's entitled Sistah LOVE. It's our first episode of season 2. You want to talk a little bit about it, Tiff, and then we can just piggyback.
Yeah. So if you have not, first of all, subscribe to our YouTube page, Sistah Girlfriends. Follow us on Instagram as well and Facebook. And then we also have the podcast. If you are an Apple user, subscriber, you can also subscribe and follow us. But as Brittany mentioned, our first episode of season 2 is out, and now we really talk about a lot of great stuff. But one of the main things that I love in our conversation, I'm sure my sister's gonna have some other things they want to say, but we talk a little bit about what it means to support your sisters, right, your friends. And I think sometimes, even now, as I'm just reflecting on that, the word sis that we use, what does it mean when we call someone our sister? And I think about that because I do hear a lot where people say like, sis, what's up, sis? And then understanding what that means and what that means, like as we go through individuals. Brittany and Amanda, they both are great women, doing great things, right? But also myself, but what does that mean for me as their sister to support them? Does that always mean physically showing up, or does it when I can't? Right. And how do they receive that? How do they understand that? And so I think that's important when you talk about in friendships and sisters, especially between Black women, right? And what does that look like? So we do touch on that in the episode. I'm excited. Like Brittany said, keeping it real, just keeping it real.
And what's something I love about this episode? It was just so good. It was good for my soul. I think what I loved about this episode was we were really real about how vulnerable we can be in our relationships with our sisters. And we have vulnerable moments. We have a lot of vulnerable moments, and how can we balance that, and how can we make it through that if it's supposed to happen in that way? And we all come from such a different perspective, a different background, a different thought process. So I love the way that we talked about our experiences in our relationships. And of course, I love that we talk about Audre Lorde and Pat Parker as well. It's a book from Sistah LOVE, The Letters of Audre Lorde and Pat Parker, that we talk about. So y'all need to listen, and we would love to know how you feel about going through a process with your friends. Yeah. You got to unmute, Mandy. I think you're muted. Yeah.
I figured this is live. Okay, that's on that note. Do y'all want to start the video? Wait, are we starting the video?
No, we don't need to start the video. I think people can just definitely listen to the episode, and we'll show clips on it as well. But we don't have to show it today, yeah.
Okay.
Unless y'all want to. I'll let me know.
No, because when I was introducing, I was like, okay, well, let's see.
Yeah, we excited. I'm getting excited again. I want to watch it again.
But y'all hear this good stuff, and all of it is ringing true. It's exactly what we gained from our first episode of this season. Just gleaming from, your sisters and getting some insights. I think we do go a little deeper with this season than we did last season. I mean, we're deep last season too, but this one is pretty. You can really see the growth and see the depth of, who we are and who we're growing to be. So yeah, I'm excited. I really thought we was about to play that. Like, yeah, okay. So we gonna play it.
Or not. But we want y'all to listen. Well,
that's next time. Y'all tune in and go ahead and go on speaker
I think there's a lot of
where you get your podcast and listen.
Yes, and I think there's a lot of different things we definitely need to start some discussions on because we touch on a lot. So
yeah, it would be great and interesting too for those of you that do follow us that's here right now. Give us some feedback. Let us know some topics that you would like to see us talk about throughout this season. That some conversations you maybe don't really know how to navigate with your sister girlfriends, right? I think too what we talk about a little bit is that women who have been friends for years, right? And sometimes reintroducing yourself to those relationships. I've known Mandy and Britt for we met Samira, so it's been a few years, right? And they are definitely not the same women I met a couple of years ago. So I'm always having to learn things about them as we grow. Like I have to be like, oh, Mandy's like, well, Tiff, I don't like that anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay, right? And I think that's important to also understand as well. So if y'all have some ideas, like I said, this first episode, as my sisters have said, it gets deep, and we really want to encourage y'all to go and watch it. But also to give us some ideas of some topics that what you think happens between Black women and their friendships, and that doesn't necessarily get addressed, but needs to be discussed, and you're trying to navigate that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good season, y'all. So we hope that you yes. I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to one of my sisters who I met while I lived in Atlanta. Catrice Diggs. She's an artist. She's a wonderful artist. And she has a book that's out now. So I want to give her a shout out. I'm going to it's called To Climb and Crown the Walls. To Climb and Crown the Walls. So Trees, if you out there, if you listening, make sure you put your information out in the chat. But she wrote a book, and I think that is amazing for anyone to do. So shout out to our sister.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to all our sisters who are doing amazing things. Women's History Month. It's a lot going on in the world when it comes to women, as you all know. I think we definitely need to keep an eye out on what's going on culturally with Angel Reese and LSU and how the world and others are trying to demonize us. And we talk about this in the podcast, y'all, about what does it take to be sisters in the midst of all of that as we grow and as we learn. So y'all listen to our podcast, and then let's see what's going on in the world and how we need to stand up together for our sisters.
Yes. And Brittany, you just said something so good. That is so good. Demonizing. Because unfortunately, it's sad enough that we get demonized by the world, but man, I really want to stop seeing us demonize each other. I really like that need to be a whole episode on itself, right? Like seriously. And sometimes I would just listen today. Sometimes, I have a friend, he Marcus, I was talking to him. I was like, yeah, it was just, just little things that we don't recognize that we do. But everything should be celebrated. And sometimes we put adjectives on things like, oh, it's just a little bit, it's just a little that. And it shouldn't be that. It's just be like, you know what? You got promoted, you got a raise. Oh, it's not a lot. No, it's something. And I feel like sometimes, especially, I don't know what it is, but whatever, if it's a cycle, if it's a curse, I love being in circles where I feel supported by Black women and we do it with one another. But how can we start doing it more often? And standing up and not being afraid to say like, hey, that's not okay to do that to someone, especially women of color. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up. But that could be a whole.
Yeah, that's good.
You just said it like
It does feel good when you feel supported and you feel heard. And we definitely, I definitely hit that joint on our episode. Like, you don't want to feel by yourself. You want to feel like somebody has your back. And what if we act like we didn't have her back, or have, those women that's being demonized? And they going around thinking that they're crazy. Like, am I tripping?
It just shows me people start.
So when someone acknowledges you, it feels good. It feels like, okay, I'm not alone. So I think we do need to do that for more Black women.
People start acting up after Women's History Month, as you see. So make sure y'all tap in and understand that it's more than a month. This is a lifestyle.
Can you say that one more time, Brittany?
It's a lifestyle, we have to tell people that. We got to tell organizations that. We got to tell all the spaces that we enter into that celebration does not stop after March.
Right. Woo.
Season 2. Season 2.
Like, we back.
Just like that. And if you have not, seriously though, if you have not subscribed and you missed season 1, say you knew, go back and catch season 1. It's some great stuff on there, as well as we really talk about some of the things that we see in Black women through friendship. So if you haven't had the opportunity to even check out season 1, that's out there as well, to listen to as well. You riding on your car, I know everybody like, different shows with this Viola D.L. Hewley, but we got Sistah Girlfriends out here. So y'all be riding today on your way home, on your way to the job, especially if you're going into some of these spaces. You just need to be encouraged. You need to see someone that looks like you. Listen to our podcast, get an episode in. You at the gym, I don't know, taking a glass of wine, check out the episode. Okay.
And for all those who celebrate this holiday coming up, happy Easter. And we pray for, I pray for people to feel a little bit more free to say what they have to say about the truth of this world, especially America. So be free.
And maybe it's me, y'all, but I feel like with women, honey, we ain't afraid to get up and say what we got to say. They're probably why they look at us, Just say, I'm gonna be quiet.
We are. We do. We say what we got to say.
Yeah.
All right, season 2, because I feel like we about to go into an episode.
Right, because I was just about to say something.
Notes like, y'all,
we gonna do a bud.
I can imagine. How you be with your girlfriends, and we're gonna end after this, and you talk to your girlfriend so much, you on the phone for 3 hours. Like, what did we talk about? We on the phone for 3 hours. We're not gonna do that to y'all on this live, though.
Yes, great point.
Check us out, y'all. Check us out, season 2. Connect with Sistah Girlfriend.
Yeah.
All right, peace.
Yeah.